So I alluded to it earlier, but the Iron Sheik passed today, Khosrow Vaziri. I was just thinking about him not too long ago.
My first road trip.
That's right, the big jabroni. That could be a new shirt. A little cartoon Kaz saying, who's the big jabroni driving us? But when I think of the Sheik, of course, I think of the fond times I spent in Kaz's company. But it was always immediately followed, Kevin, with, how is he still alive? How has his body not succumbed? He, like Keith Richards, Kaz, and like the American cockroach would be able to sustain a nuclear holocaust, I figured. But what was he, 81, I think? 81. This is impressive.
Did that work when I hit that cough button?
Do you have a cough button? Because it didn't work for me. I'm deaf in the left side right now as a result of the cough. Do you have a gimmick on there?
Let me hit this. What does this do? Does this do anything?
No, you're still on.
Was I on the whole time?
Yeah. It made your cock about 2 inches longer, but go ahead.
How about here? Am I on?
I still hear you. You're still on.
Well, I don't have a cough.
Well, you could always do the on-screen mute. That's what I do when I have to hack some phlegm. I hit the little on-screen mute. Get over it. So yes, so everyone has fond Kaz stories. He was beloved in the business, maybe unless you didn't do the arch, and you were, street justice was doled out. But everyone has great stories about Kaz and
people like we were just saying how did he live this long, and it's just he was a silver gold medalist.
He was an AAU gold medalist, I think.
He was a silver medalist for Iran.
For Iran,
he was the Shah of Iran's bodyguard.
That's correct.
I mean, it's not like this. That's a badass dude, man.
Absolutely, but yes, absolutely. And you look at his legitimacy, and then that's you fast forward to the middle of the book, you flip some pages, and as he said on our U-Shoot, which I rewatched today in disbelief in a clip, where he said he would do handstands. When he would snort lines in the hotel for the boys at the party. He put his feet right up, go down on his hands, and do the line. I asked him the longest line. He said 11 to 12 inches.
Soft.
Well, he was doing cables, man. But
Rails, brother.
Sheiky baby. One of the greats.
Maybe sampled for the Sheik. Bubba.
I guess we'd say he said of Wendy Richter at one point that she knocked on his door, and I guess he said I tell to Wendy maybe she do the job for me, and I say you drink Sheiky's beer, you smoke Sheiky marijuana, you won't do the job for me. I love the phraseology. Someone asked a couple of weeks ago wrestling terms. He wanted to nail Wendy and said she wouldn't do the job.
Sorry, can't do the favor. I can't put you over, bro.
Can't put you over, Sheiky.
Fuck, man.
I love him. Everybody do yourself a favor after you're done listening to us. Just go on YouTube and search for some great Khosrow stories. He was one of a kind. Totally.
Did I ever tell you the story with Nord?
John Nord, the barbarian?
Yeah. So they're up in Canada, and like Sheik's got like an 8-ball in his bag, and Nord is closing his bag because went by the guy, and as Nord's closing his bag, Sheik takes the 8-ball and throws it in Nord's bag, and then they go through Sheik's bag. Sheik's clear, so they get to the building, and Sheik walks up to Nord.
He goes to collect. I do remember this.
John, baby. I believe I left my cocaine in your bag.
I believe I left.
What the fuck are you talking about? At the customs, you have clothes in your bag. I toss it in your bag.
Bro.
No heat, baby. Nobody get. And fucking Nord wanted to kill him. Who wouldn't? But
Absolutely.
maybe Sheiky gave him the. Maybe Sheiky arched his back and put a couple of lines on it.
A little bit. Yeah, he was
He was a nut.
he was great. And just the whole dynamic with him when Eric Sims was his manager, and they always fought on camera. They were on Stern when we went up there, and you know, going at each other. He smacked him in the face. We played the clip on this show. One night after we shot, and Sheiky was in the chair for a long time. Our quality kayfabe commentary shoots were sometimes long, and we're loading the truck, and from the parking lot in the hotel, I can see into the drapes were open in a room, and Sheik was sitting on the bed. He had his shirt off, leaning over, and Eric was working his back and rubbing, like getting the knots out so that he could lay down. He wasn't a young man at the time. That was love. It was real love between Eric Baba and Shiki Baby. A look inside their relationship like no one would ever see on camera because he was the foil. Eric was the foil and the fall guy for the Iron Sheik. Let me tell you, when I think of
I
Shiki,
like old Eric.
you like what?
I like Sims.
I've always said he's a necessary evil.
He puts up with my shit.
I remember one time you called. This is way before this show, before anything. We would just work together sometimes, and my phone's ringing, and it's Kevin Nash. Now, I don't have you booked. Like, we're not doing anything together. I pick up. You're like, hey, like, this fucking asshole up by you's got me flying coach out of date, out of Orlando. And on top of it, I'm in a hotel that I can't get room service past 11 o'clock. Can you do something about this? I'm like, are we working together? You're like, no, but you're like, when I do stuff for you and you got the green screen, you're in charge. I need this guy to be in charge. I was like, all right, man, I'll get on the phone. I'll do what I can for you. That was Eric.
Wow.
Wow, I heard that. Unless you
Yeah.
have gas, that was...
No, man, that's shit is fucking, shit is on.
It's popping out there in Daytona.
My fucking,
Listen,
my wife's sitting there with that fucking, my dog's crazy by now at the house.
from the Thunder, yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, we played a clip a couple of weeks ago of Kaz getting very excited before he put the camel clutch on Hulk Hogan.